Welcome, fifth graders. Welcome back to Fifth Grade Life Science, where we dive into the amazing world of life science. Today, we're going to explore food webs and learn how matter moves among plants and animals in an ecosystem. By the end of this episode, you'll be ready to work with a group and a partner to figure out the connections in the fascinating ocean food web. Let's get started. Imagine you're diving into the ocean. Beneath the waves, there's a bustling community of living things, all connected through what they eat and how they get their energy. This is called a food web. A food web shows us how energy and matter move from one organism to another in an ecosystem. Let's take a closer look at today's ecosystem. It starts with seaweed. Seaweed is a producer. Producers are organisms that can make their own food. Seaweed uses sunlight to create energy through a process called photosynthesis. Without producers like seaweed, no other living things in an ecosystem could survive because producers provide the base of all food webs. Next, let's meet the herbivores, animals that eat plants. In our ecosystem, we have small fish and snails. These animals eat the seaweed to get energy. Herbivores play an important role by transferring energy from producers to the rest of the food web. But what about animals that eat other animals? These are called consumers. In this ocean's ecosystem, penguins eat small fish, while crabs have a unique ability. They can crack open snail shells and eat what's inside. Crabs are omnivores because they eat both plants and animals. And now let's talk about the top predator in this food web, the great white shark. Sharks are carnivores, which means they eat only meat. Great white sharks can feed on small fish, crabs, and even penguins. Because no other animal in this ecosystem preys on them, great white sharks are called apex predators. They are at the very top of the food web. So let's review. Producers like seaweed start the food web by using sunlight to create energy. Herbivores like small fish and snails eat producers. Consumers like penguins and crabs eat herbivores. Apex predators like the great white shark eat consumers to keep the ecosystem balanced. When an animal eats, the matter and energy from its food moves through the ecosystem. This movement keeps the ecosystem alive and functioning. Now that you know how the food web works, you'll have a chance to show what you've learned. First, we'll discuss the ecosystem together as a class. Then you'll work with a partner to complete your worksheet. Your task will be to read about organisms and place them in the correct spots in the food web. Think carefully about who eats what and how energy flows. Remember, the food web is all about connections. I'm confident you and your classmates will create amazing food models of the ecosystem. That's it for today's episode of 5th Grade Life Science. Keep asking questions and exploring the wonders of the natural world. Until next time, keep being curious.